An intense winter storm will be affecting South Africa this weekend. So let's take a look at the storm right now, and it's currently located out in the South Atlantic Ocean. Here we can see the leading edge of the storm indicated by the first cold front, which will make landfall on Saturday. Behind it, very cold air is moving in behind it, and that's going to pass over western South Africa during the course of Saturday. Ahead of the front, it's going to remain clear, dry and warm for many parts of South Africa, while along the western coastline, very windy weather develops, and along with that, cold and wet conditions. Ahead of the cold front, it's also going to be particularly windy across the central and southern parts of South Africa, and by the late afternoon and evening hours, snowfalls start developing over the western mountains of the country. Tonight's rainfall probabilities, where it's going to be mainly dry across the country, although from the Cape Peninsula northwards there's a 60% chance of rain, while further up the western coastline, isolated rain in the forecast. Rainfall probabilities increasing overnight and into the early hours of Saturday. Our metro vision for this evening is Bloemfontein with a minimum temperature of 5 degrees overnight. There's still going to be some wind around, up to 20 kilometers per hour, but by tomorrow we're expecting a warm day, windy conditions with wind speeds between 35 and 40 kilometers per hour, and we can expect wind gusts to exceed 50 kilometers per hour at times. Moving ahead now to winds across the rest of South Africa. Here we can clearly see the cold front approaching the west coast of the country. Very gusty conditions associated with that, northwesterlies across the western coastline. And by Saturday afternoon, very windy conditions develop across the central and western interior. And some places over the Karoo can expect near gale force winds up to about 60 kilometers per hour at times. Minimum temperatures now for the rest of the country remaining mild for some areas over the northwest province as well as the northern Cape. Warm along the eastern coastline, but cold for the far western high ground, Sutherland, with a minimum of only 1 degree. By tomorrow afternoon, berg winds along the east coast push temperatures well into the upper 20s and lower 30s for parts of the eastern Cape, similar over the Lowveld, while western South Africa starts cooling down considerably, 10 degrees in Springbok as well as Sutherland. Lots of snow in the forecast for some of the western mountainous areas of the country. On Sunday, we're expecting Sutherland to see a maximum temperature of only 3 degrees. It remains warm and windy across the eastern parts of South Africa, extremely gusty conditions over the central parts. And by Monday, the cold air pushes further inland, reaching the Free State, while it remains cool over Gauteng, Pretoria at 21.
News that moves. eNCA.com.